Welcome. Myself, Pandurang S Parwatikar. I work as a principal consultant at Oracle, Bengaluru. Only strength speaks to strength. The meaning of this sentence is if we have to be in the competition, we should be stronger enough. Stronger in the decisions that we take, stronger in the work that we do. Else, we are always left behind in the competition. And I don't say it, it's this legend of greatness who says it. So, with this motivation, let's have a good start. Marriage is not just about two people agreeing to get married and tying the knot. It involves a lot of preparation, a lot of work. As you can see in the picture itself, there are hundreds of guests expected to come to the marriage. So all these guests, they cannot be accommodated at our homes because of less number of resources available. When you say resources, they can be literally spoons, plates, glasses, rooms, etc., whatever you can think of. So to make this marriage successful and to accommodate all these guests and to provide them all the services, what we actually need, we need something called as a marriage hall. So we rent out this particular place called as marriage hall. Marriage hall is not just a place where you have a stage where the couple can get married and a place where the guests can sit and view the marriage. There are other things also, like a kitchen where food can be cooked, and also there's a dining place where the food can be served. There are rooms available where the guests can stay there. And there are other services like decoration, where the stage where where the couples get married, that stage can get decorated. So what we just saw is this marriage hall has a hall. There are decoration services available, rooms available, kitchens available, etc. Whatever other services that you can think of to make the marriage successful. All these services are available in just one place. This one place takes care of this process called marriage from end to end. When you say end to end, it means one end is where the marriage starts, guests arrive, till the other end where the guests depart, including the couples and their relatives, everybody departs. So all other processes involved between these two ends, all those things can happen in the same marriage hall itself. So just one place provides all these services. So rather than saying it as a service, let's call it as a platform. Platform is something where it provides more than one services. But here, this platform, this marriage hall, we are not owning it. We usually don't need it. Marriage is a matter of just 2 days. So we take this platform as a service. We take it from somebody else. Somebody else is nothing but the owner of that marriage hall. He provides it as a service. So yeah, marriage hall is like a platform as a service. So marriages are not just the only functions that happen at home. There are some other functions like, say, a naming ceremony, for example. And here we don't expect that much crowd as we saw in a marriage hall. We expect very few people, like, say, people of, say, 50 people. And 50 people is something that we can still accommodate at our home. Even though we decide that we can accommodate, still we feel shortage of resources. Resources, again, the same thing. Less number of plates, glasses, spoons, etc. Even there are no 50 rooms available, right? But still, we don't want to buy a complete platform. Not renting out a complete platform just for a small ceremony like a naming ceremony. So what we do, we contact these people here, the tent house people, Sri Balaji tent house people. So they provide whatever we feel there's a gap. For example, if we say there are less number of plates, spoons, glasses, right? They provide whatever you want. Like, as you can see in the picture here, these are the things that they actually provide, right? So we can actually get a picture, we can imagine, So a tent in front of a home where people can sit, have food. So all the things that we felt were missing, these people can fill those and make that particular function successful, still being within our home, still not renting out complete platform as a marriage hall. Okay. So what we saw, what do they provide? They provide a tent, they provide buckets, gas stoves, plates, glasses, etc. All these things were actually shortage at our homes. Okay, we don't have them. If we have them done, we can actually accommodate that function at our home only. So what we actually felt short of, only the infrastructure. Okay, we don't need a platform, we just need these infrastructures. Okay, and again, we are not buying them, we are making them use as a service. Somebody else is providing. Okay, somebody else provides it as a service. We make use of that infrastructure as a service. Again, it's not for free, it's rented, but still the point here is it's not renting out the complete platform, it's only about renting the infrastructure, what we felt it as a gap in our home. Again, infrastructure as a service. Continuing our discussion, what we see here, it's nothing but the Instagram logo, Facebook, Gmail, WhatsApp. It's not just about the logo, it's about the actual application, the actual thing that we use. And not just these, many other things, Netflix, YouTube, okay, many other things, that applications that we use, okay, for our own convenience, okay, to fill the gaps again. Okay, we feel a gap in connectivity between our friends. We want to feel connected, we want to exchange information, we want to get communicated. Okay, so what is this? So we are making use of messaging applications, we use social networking applications, we also happen to go live on either Facebook or Instagram, so we make use of live streaming. Okay, mailing, okay, instead of sending post, okay, we mail them now, etc. Okay, so all these things we make use in our daily life, again, to fill the gaps. Okay, we don't build it, we don't own it, we actually make use of it. Somebody else provides it. Okay, one or the other way we are actually paying them. Okay, so what is it? We are making use of the software here, software that is provided somebody else. Why do we need software? We need software because we want to communicate, we want to socially network, we want to go live, we want to send them mail. So all these things are again a necessity for our day-to-day life. We want to make use of those softwares. Again, these softwares are not that we own, or not that we build first and then use it. No, somebody else builds it, somebody else owns it, they provide it as a service. So software as a service. So what is cloud? After we discussed all these real life examples where we saw an example of platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and software as a service, how can we relate this discussion to cloud? Let's Google it. So what Google says, what exactly is cloud? It says cloud is something where we access data and programs over the internet instead of our own computer hard drive. What does it mean? It means simple, our computer hard drive doesn't have that much power or that much storage space available which can accommodate, okay, our needs, like where we want to store data. Okay, the data that we want to store is actually much bigger than what we have the hard disk space. Okay, we want to access and run programs. Okay, and those programs are really heavy for our CPU, it cannot run. So we want to run it somewhere else in other computers where actually it has that much of computing power. Okay, so trying to understand further about the cloud. What is cloud again? Cloud is a good mix of these services. Okay, you can recollect whatever we discussed before: platform as a service, software as a service, infrastructure as a service. These three services, they are collectively available as cloud services. Okay, what we try to understand is from real life examples. The same example they map to the cloud also. When you say infrastructure as a service, as we discussed in the previous slide, we may not have that much of space available in our hard disk to store our data. So we actually look to some other computers who can provide the storage as a rent to us. Okay, storage on rent. So storage is something like another set of hard disk. So that is what we can consider it to be as an infrastructure. Platform. Okay, platform is something like where we want to build applications as, say, software engineers, or as any engineer. If we have an interest to build an application, okay, we want to build softwares and we actually don't have those resources. For example, our computer is already full and I cannot install database in my computer. That much of space in my hard disk I don't have, and my CPU really cannot afford running a database. Okay, so what I do, I actually look for a service, somebody who can provide me an already installed database where I can create my own schema, my own tables. Okay, so that's what we can term it as a platform. Platform is not just about database, it's also about, say, building applications where I really cannot install Eclipse, NetBeans, or whatever it may be to build an application. So I'm looking someone who can provide an already installed application and I can just connect it over the internet and use it. Again, software as a service, we already know this. WhatsApp, okay, the Gmail. These are different softwares that every common person makes use in his or her daily life. But when we consider it from an industry point of view, softwares can be ERP softwares. Okay, softwares can be related to calculating the salary of their employees. You can try imagining things that happen in industry. So all these services together collectively are called as cloud services. As a fresher, how can I get a job in cloud? That's a very basic question anybody can have. After understanding all these services that are available on the cloud, still, how can I actually work in cloud? Okay. As Bruce Lee says, knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do it. So, what does it ultimately mean? We understood that there are so many services available. Somebody is providing those services. So, just knowing them that somebody is providing and keeping quiet is not enough. If we really want to work on cloud, let's identify those people. Let's rent their services. Let's start using them. For example, as I said, database is a platform. My laptop is really not comfortable having a database. So I really want to look out for a person who is providing database. Okay, who is providing a already installed version of any database, and I want to just make use of it. So let's find out such people and let's start using those services. So who are those people actually? Okay, do we really know them? Do we already have such people? Yes, we have. First is AWS free tier. AWS nothing but Amazon Web Service. Amazon, okay, where we usually shop. Amazon also provides cloud services. They provide everything: platform, security as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. Okay, many things. They provide n number of services on their cloud. Similarly, we have the next provider, Oracle. Okay, they also provide services, and also Microsoft. These three people, they are just an example. Okay, they are the top players. There may be few other people who may provide cloud services, who may provide services on the cloud, but I just picked top three. So you may be wondering, what is AWS free tier? Free. Okay, so AWS provides cloud services free for 1 year. Next comes is Oracle. They also provide their services for free. Okay, it's not limited up to 1 year, it's forever, but if you are within a certain limit, if you cross the limit, you have to pay for the service. Similarly, there are same services, okay, same discounts available from Microsoft also. Okay, we talked really so much about cloud. So the next basic question, why should I study cloud? What is the necessity? Okay, as we discussed, marriages cannot be afforded at our homes. Small naming ceremonies also, really we cannot afford it. We feel shortage in infrastructure and softwares to mail, to message, okay, to go live. All these need softwares which we can't build on our own. We don't have time to build. Okay, so things that are not really possible from us, we try to make use of them from a different place who is actually providing it as a service, right? So things which we cannot afford, okay, we rent them out. Okay, we don't buy them, we still rent them. That's why, still mapping this understanding to the cloud, why should I study cloud? Being a fresher, why should I really study cloud? So the very basic answer is it's business. That's what the businesses, the current organizations or the industries, they are feeling short of. They want to enable themselves, okay, in softwares. They want softwares to run their daily businesses. Okay, they want infrastructure, they want storage space to save their data, to store their daily data. Okay, they want to make use of softwares, and some companies go one step ahead and they build their own softwares. Still, they don't have that computing power, so they rent out some platforms where they can build those softwares, right? So it's become a daily business for many organizations, and this is why cloud is getting popular day by day. So the starting point, what is the starting point now that we know how cloud is necessary, okay, how cloud is actually playing an important part in the bigger businesses, okay, and if we really decide to work on cloud, what is the starting point? So I think that we have different courses available on the internet. Udemy, okay, they provide courses on different cloud services from different providers. Okay, every provider have their own version, okay, have their own different set of services. For example, if you want to learn about Oracle, you can go and search for these things, cloud infrastructure. Okay, they even provide you a certificate also. Same thing Udemy provides, Amazon. It's not just Udemy, there are many other websites available like Coursera. Okay, and next thing is, once you have studied, okay, uh, so deploying IoT apps on AWS, it ultimately means that how do you put your applications on cloud? You may build applications in your local laptop. You want those applications to run on cloud, you can actually do it. You can rent those spaces, okay, and you can put your applications on the cloud. Your applications will run on cloud. How are you going to do it? Again, you can just Google for that. There are many self-learning resources available which will help you in all these things. Okay, so does my resume weigh more? What does it mean? As you can see from the pictures, market demand and my resume, they should match. As we discussed in the previous slides, that market demand is more aligned towards the people who know more about the cloud. Why? Because market is nothing but the companies, the organizations. It can be manufacturing industries, it can be any domain, telecom domain, software domain. All these businesses are now running their processes. They are storing their data, they're analyzing the data, they're generating the reports. Okay, everything happens on the cloud. So ultimately, it makes simple sense. They need people who know about cloud. So if our resume does not have anything mentioned about cloud, our resume does not match the market demand. But once we say that yes, we are certified, we know about cloud, okay, yes, our resume matches the market demand. Yes, still the question remains same. Does it weigh more? The picture says yes, it can weigh more. Okay. In the previous slide, we see just mentioning that we know about cloud in our resume, it matches, it doesn't weigh more. When a company calls for interviews, there are like a minimum of, say, not thousand, say at least 200 to 300 people. Okay, just for the same position, the same role and few vacancies, there are like 200, 300 people. And if you want to stand out, if your resume has to be more attractive when compared to others, what does it actually take? It takes cloud, but still what it's more than cloud, what it's more than just knowing cloud, right? Something where you really make use of the cloud. Okay, when you say cloud, cloud is nothing but it's all about softwares running on the cloud. Either you build the software or somebody builds the software and you have to use it. You should know how to use it, or you build the software, put it on the cloud and make it run on the cloud, or you know about the infrastructure, you can get ready the infrastructure for the applications to be run on the cloud. So these set of knowledges is what really expected from you if you really want to run, if you want to work on cloud. So out of these things where you make use of somebody else build softwares, you know how to use them, or you build your own software and run it on the cloud, or you just make the infrastructure available, among these three, depending on my experience, I say if you are able to build applications and put them on the cloud and run them on the cloud, that is what makes you special. Okay, as a fresher, if you are able to build applications and put it on the cloud and run them on the cloud, yes, that makes you special, that makes your resume special. Okay, so when you say building applications, the ultimate term, the professional term, what you can think of as a full stack developer. Next you may say, full stack developer, we got introduced to a new term now. Cloud was enough, really enough. Till now we have discussed so much about cloud, cloud, cloud. Now why we are introduced to this new term, full stack developer? Yes, let's try understanding with this real life example again. A TV, okay, and you know these color bands, right? What do they actually mean? It has no signal. What is the use of a TV if it can't receive signals and if it can't telecast any programs to you? It's of really no use, right? Okay, you may have a LCD, LED 50 inches, such a big TV which costs more than a lakh, but still, if it cannot present any app programs to you, okay, it's of no use, right? So ultimately, cloud knowledge is something like this. Okay, if you just know about it but you don't know how to apply it, okay, it's of no use, right? So that's where knowing about cloud is not just enough. You should really know how to work on the cloud. And to start with, as we discussed in the previous slide, start building applications locally in your laptop and put it on the cloud. So continuing to understand the term full stack development, let's try to understand it from a very familiar real life example. Okay, what you see here? A person, car mechanic. Car mechanic is not just expected to work only on the engine or only on the wheels. No, he or she should work throughout the car. Okay, wherever the problem could be in any corner of the car mechanic is expected to fix it. Okay, the car mechanic can only fix it when that person knows everything about the car. That person knows end to end about the car. So a full stack developer is similar to a car mechanic. Okay, so companies, they are really not looking only for people who know only database or who know only the presentation layer or the middleware layer. Okay, they want a person who knows all these three layers, because companies, they really don't want to spend more hiring resources. They just want one person who can handle everything. So if you are a full stack developer, yes, then you are the right choice for that company. Okay, and again, model view controller, technically speaking, what exactly a full stack development means. What is that full stack? What are the different layers in that stack? Yes, model, view, and controller. Model is something where we store the data. View is something where we present the data. Controller is something that handles the interactions between the model and the view. Let's not get too technical here, because this session is something else, but a full stack development would actually expect the person, the developer, to work on all these three layers. Yes, so once you are ready as a full stack developer, you can build applications using the full stack, and then you can deploy the applications on your cloud. It's then when you can get Shaktiman on your TV. Ultimately, that's when it actually makes sense. It makes sense as a developer to know about cloud and to work on cloud. Finally, the summary. Yes, so we have discussed really much about the cloud, how to be a developer on the cloud, what it takes to be a developer. But to just summarize what all we have discussed till now, we started with cloud, what exactly cloud is. Then we saw what are the services on cloud. How can you avail free services on the cloud? How can you actually start making use of those services on the cloud? What are the different providers, Oracle, Microsoft, Amazon? And what does it actually means to build and deploy apps on the cloud? And what is full stack development? Thank you. Thanks for your time. It was really a good time spent well discussing on the cloud. So let's stay connected. Please free to mail me and to ask any questions for any suggestions or corrections. Thank you.